But that is where money goes from a pure number in a spreadsheet to actually what's the meaning of it. And that meaning comes from how we grew up, how we spent it, who we surrounded ourselves with. Suddenly, that iced tea example made a lot more sense to me. Suddenly, the woman who wrote me, extremely frustrated enough to DM me for the first time she ever reached out to me and ask about $3 iced tea. Suddenly, it made a lot more sense. Every single day she wakes up and she sees her financial values being violated. But they've never talked about it. And based on her name, I would be willing to bet, I don't know for sure, but I'd be willing to bet that she grew up like I did, probably with immigrant parents. And I'd be willing to bet that the husband, who I don't know, probably, he looks at this $3 thing, he says, we earn a ton of money. This isn't even a rounding error. Why are we even talking about this? But they're down here discussing $3 questions. We've talked about $30,000 questions. And we've even talked about the highest level, values. What is your money dial? How do you view the world through your money lens? And what is your partner's if you have one? These are the kind of questions that I want to leave you with. I want you to think about what your rich life is. I want you to think about what your money dial is, that thing you love spending money on. I want you to think what life would be like if you spent extravagantly on the things you love, and of course you cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't. And I'll leave you with just 3 things. First, your rich life matters. It really matters. Take it seriously. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't minimize what you love. Intuitively, we all know what we love inside. Don't talk yourself out of it. If anything, make it bigger. Lean into it. You will start there, and that's way more aspirational than how do I cut $5 here and $10 there. The more you develop your rich life and articulate it, and perhaps even boil it down to 5 or 10 of your own money rules, the more that the people around you might find it surprising, even ridiculous. That's okay. Your rich life is yours. It's nobody else's. The second thing is, when you're building your rich life, start from a place of possibility. It would have been so easy for us to walk out of that dinner with those 2 couples and say, that's ridiculous. Who does that? But we were fortunate enough to have really worked at having these conversations and to say, what if we did that? What if? Imagine you have a magic wand and your rich life is totally yours and maybe your partner's. What does it look like? How often do you travel? What do you wear? What's childcare like? Are you bringing anybody with you? These are the kind of questions that are $30,000, $300,000, $3 million questions, and even higher level. And finally, the last thing I want to leave you with is my personal dream. My dream is that if you're in this room or you're watching, that you, on page 1 of my book, I put my email address. I want you to read it and email me and tell me what your rich life is. That's my dream, because it's my mission to go and stop people from talking about only cutting back and actually to talk more about what their rich life is. Use the tools, invest, grow, negotiate your salary. All that stuff is in there. But what I want to really hear from you on is, what is your rich life? Thank you very much. I appreciate it.